And it's also the location of the gallows here. Hello from Kosice in Slovakia. A brand new city for me to explore and a brand new country as well. As I start filming, I've actually started by a really impressive war memorial. Now this one, there's a plaque on the side. I've just translated it from Slovakian, and it says, "To the valiant soldiers of the Red Army, from the citizens of the city, 1945." Because 1945, it was the Red Army, the Soviet army, that liberated Kosice from the tyranny of Europe. You can see the symbols on the side of the columns, hammer and the thistle, sickle from Russia, and also on the tops of the star, the red star on the top of the bollards here, or the pillars we call them. It's really rather nice to see this. Quite an impressive monument. There's another one on the other side of this busy junction. It's sort of built the junction through it, but it's really rather lovely. There are also some memorial stones as well. Some of the soldiers who never returned back to Russia. The red star on the top. Nice little gardens as well. It really is rather pleasant here. And in this video, I'm going to take a walk through the city, see what I can discover, and find an execution site. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. There's also an impressive fountain, a bell tower, and a cathedral. So there's plenty to keep me occupied in this video. So let's explore Kosice. Kosice is located on the river Hornad at the eastern reaches of Slovakia. Not far from the Hungarian border, only about 30 miles from Ukraine. It's first mentioned around the year 1230, and today it has a population of around 240,000 people. It's the second largest city in Slovakia, Bratislava being the largest. But as I walk down this street, I see a plaque on the wall. This is the birthplace of Bela Gerster, 1850 to 1923, architect of the Corinthian Canal and co-architect of the Panama Canal. How cool is that? Did not expect to see that walking down the street here in Kosice. Just amazed what you find just looking in all the wrong places. How brilliant. But it's a lovely day today, apart from the noise of the workmen with their leaf blower. I get this, wherever I go and film early in the morning, there's always someone with a leaf blower. It is a lovely day today, around 16 degrees. Very fresh and rather windy as well. It's not going to spoil my day. Arrived yesterday, it was chucking it down at the airport. And my bus, well, I don't know what happened to that. Apparently it was a 2-hour delay on the bus. So I shared a taxi with a lady, Adriana, lovely lady, and if you're watching, thank you so much for your kindness. And I shared her taxi into the city centre. It wasn't far, but it was a lovely gesture, and it's great when you're travelling to have a gesture like that and share a taxi. And she wouldn't let me pay by half either, so very generous. So thank you so much. These are the remains of the Dolná Brána, the lower town gate. Now it was built between the latter part of the 13th century. It was originally constructed as a square tower and heavily extended into outer baileys, moats and bastions as well. town walls were extended around 1392 to 1422. Heavily fortified again in the 15th century with a bridge, and say boats and bastions. And this is all that remains of it. And it's open to the public as well, so I can actually get down there. So let's try and find the entrance to these fortifications and go down and take a look. This is the base of the old tower and walls which once surrounded Kosice, date from the 13th century. It's really interesting to see them, see ancient walls all over Europe. So I wonder if I'm going to see something different here in Kosice. Behind me is the remains of an old 13th century sewer. Absolutely amazing. Let's walk through the arch and see what else we can discover here in these old fortifications. This area is the old moat. It dates from the 14th and 15th century. It's just incredible walking through here. There's also another sewer as well, or drain, that's behind me. They've really renovated this quite extensively and created a fantastic attraction here. Just imagine what this would have been like back in medieval times when it was built. Must have been a fascinating city. Probably about 6,000 citizens by the end of the 15th century. And as Kosice was then part of Hungary, it's one of the largest cities within the Kingdom of Hungary. This is the Barbican area, part of the outer defences built in the 15th century. And on the floor there's some cannons which date from that period, and some steps which go up into where the old cannons used to fire from. This is absolutely amazing. I never expected to discover this. Of course, over the years, there have been many battles and sieges here in the city. It really is absolutely incredible to see all of this. It really is absolutely incredible just walking through these tunnels. This must have been some incredible fortification in its day. There's a map on the floor here which shows what Kosice might have been like once upon a time. Moated, fortified, walled town with towers, bastions. It must have been absolutely incredible. Just a shame that it hasn't survived. Absolutely incredible walking down here. So what I love about travelling, you find these gems of tourist attractions. This is not everyone's cup of tea, but it really is mine. Just to look at these ancient walls, ancient fortifications, and think of the people who once worked here, fought here, and died here. This area is labelled up as the outer moat, so this must have been the outer defences of Kosice. So we just come from the inner moat to the outer moat. So I'll walk down this little tunnel and see where it goes. This area is the stone bridge that connected the outer Barbican to the inner areas. dates from the 15th century. It's absolutely remarkable, just looking at the stonework, just how they built these fortifications. These were built to last. They really are just incredible to look at. Just pieces of stone cemented together. It's amazing how they could build in those days. Wish modern builders could do the same. Let's walk back down this passageway, back down to the outer moat. This passageway is the outside of one of the roundels, one of the defensive structures in these fortifications. You can actually look through the archways, see where guns would have pointed out. It really must have been quite formidable. Of course, they moved the outer defences further from the city, which made creating a siege situation so much more difficult. We're back down now in the outer moat. So let's walk up through that passageway again and into the other part of this fortification. It's just amazing. I walk through the fortifications all over Europe, and they never cease to amaze me. It's just so exciting walking through passageways that have been used for generations. Just go up these steps. This walkway goes over the old sewer system. You look down and see the brickwork for the sewer, and also some of the old timbers as well, which would have been used in this structure. And again, it's a lovely piece of open wall where you can see the brickwork in quite some detail. Absolutely incredible. The passageway on my left goes into the old moat area where we actually came in a little while ago. The level of preservation here really is quite incredible. I wonder what else I'm going to discover in Kosice over the next few days. But let's continue walking through the fortification here. I believe this probably goes back towards the entrance where I came in. Oh wow, those ruins were just so interesting to walk around. Seeing those cannons and walking through the tunnel as well. Lovely old stone tunnel connecting the bastions and the old bridge and the sewer. Just amazing, just what survives under the ground from these early fortifications. I'm sure many more towns and cities have got earthworks and foundations hidden beneath modern buildings. These delightful little gardens here. It really is very pleasant. It's nice today. At least the chap with the leaf blower has stopped. That's one thing. Just wish the wind would die down a little bit. But it's really rather pleasant here. It's approaching the cathedral. And in front of it is St Michael's Chapel, which dates from around the 1300s. Another beautiful little chapel. And behind it is St Elizabeth Cathedral. And it's the largest cathedral in Slovakia. Patron saint of Kosice is Elizabeth of Hungary. She was born in the year 1207 and died in the year 1231. And one of the easternmost Gothic cathedrals in Europe. Looking up at it, it's absolutely splendid. The cathedral's built on the location of a previous church. Dates around 1230, but work on this cathedral began around the year 1380. completed around 1508. It underwent extensive reconstruction around 1877 onwards. Just go up these steps here. Oh gosh, it's windy. They got some little plaques on the pavement. These are the people who have visited Kosice. Who have we got? What do I recognise? Luciano Pavarotti, Andrea Bocelli, and Jorge Sampaio, former president of Portugal. There we go. It's got a few names here which, well, I don't recognise. But let's have a wander into the cathedral. Was absolutely brilliant. Wow, I do love visiting cathedrals. And they've got a tower. Brilliant. Let's go and climb the tower. Wow, these steps are very narrow indeed. I think these must be the narrowest cathedral steps that I've climbed. Now, they started building the tower around 1420, 1440. It was built under the watch of Sigismund of Luxembourg. I'll put some more information on the screen about him. But yeah, the tower was completed around 1462. And there's this little room here. Oh, this is quite nice. With the walls covered in graffiti. Why do people do this? This is a house of God. And they feel necessary to put graffiti on the walls. Shocking, really. That's a nice little room. There's a door here. That goes through into the clock, the back of the clock. There's a little hole at the top where I can put the camera through and saw the mechanism. That's rather interesting. But let's walk on up the steps and see what we can find. There are 160 steps all the way up to the top. Most of them are pretty worn. It's 57.9 meters tall to get up to the top of the tower. And there's another little room here. So let's go down the steps and see what's in this room. This is an interesting little room. Lovely windows. All graffiti on the walls, and huge wooden beams. I've climbed so many church towers on my travels, including the tallest tower in Europe, church tower out of Ulmer Minster. This is quite different to any other tower that I visited. Unique architecture. Really is. Definitely glad I came up here. It's only €2 to get up. Entrance fee. Not too bad. I've paid a lot more. And I've climbed others for free as well. But let's go back up the steps and see what else we can find on the way to the top. Oh, wow. What a bonus. These are the bells. Oh, my goodness me. Oh, always nice and exciting to see church bells, cathedral bells. These are really rather nice. But let's go up to the top. Wow. Very careful not to miss my footing, because these steps really are not the best that I've traversed in my time. Because the stonework is so worn, we appreciate just how many people have got up and down these steps over these centuries. Just past a little window, as you look in and see the bells from a different height, different angle. Really rather interesting. And there's some more steps here. And this is the clock mechanism room. You can see the clock mechanism in the cabinet, which sadly isn't working. And wow, a windlass. Oh, this is the crane that would have been used to bring up the building materials into the tower or raise the bells. Rope would have been attached to one end, and the other end would be tied to this windlass, and it would have wound the rope around the beam and lifted the object up into the tower. Yeah, there's even a brake on this one, which is fantastic to see. Wow, what a surprise to see that. And an old pulley as well. There's even a wooden box, so that smaller building materials and other items could be placed in it and lifted up here more easily. Just such an exciting find. You never know when walking through a church or going up into a tower just what you're going to see. The marvel and the splendour is downstairs. That's where God is, in the church or the cathedral. But up here is the marvel of building technology. Absolutely incredible. But let's go upstairs and try and reach the top. Wow, what a climb! That was so much fun! And the views overlooking the city, well, here they are. Isn't that just brilliant up here? Lovely little round at the top of the tower here. Really is exciting climbing church towers, and there's just as much excitement downstairs in the centre of the church, centre of the cathedral, for religious reasons. There's just excitement in churches wherever you go. It's brilliant. I'll make my way down now, and see what else we can discover here in Kosice. Oh wow, going up that tower was just so much fun. And I've walked out to another little square. This is really rather lovely. And there's a bell here and a tower. Now this is Urban's Tower. It was erected in 1557. And the bell, well, that's an Urban's bell. It weighs 7 tons. Church bell was installed in the tower and had been dedicated to Saint Urban, the patron saint of vine dressers. Really rather beautiful tower looking up at it. Just a shame that it's closed. Story of my life. Finding somewhere that's closed. But never mind, never mind. But there's a monument here on the side of the cathedral. Francis II Rákóczi. Born on the 27th of March, 1676, in Kosice, formerly Hungary, now Borsa, in Slovakia. He died on the 8th of April, 1735, in Cathedral. I think that's how you say it. And he was a Hungarian nobleman and leader of the Rákóczi's War of Independence against the Habsburgs from 1703 to 1711. And he's actually buried here in the cathedral. I think looking through the grating there, that must be where he rests. Absolutely brilliant. I do love seeing interesting graves on my travels. This is a particularly fine monument. But across the road is the singing fountain, which was erected in 1886. And it plays loud music and water shoots all over the place. So let's go across and have a look. Was quite something, it really was. The sound of the music and the rushing of the water, quite an impressive show there. And it lights up at night apparently, so I'll have to pay it another visit I think and watch the show in the evening with all the lights. It would be fantastic. But they've kept the old tram lines here on the old main street. Really rather nice to see that. They're not running trams down here, but perhaps they do on certain occasions, heritage weekends perhaps. Maybe someone will know the answer to that and leave a comment in the comments section below. But it's nice it's just a lovely little city to walk around. And then other gardens here, another lovely little fountain. This one has signs of the Zodiac around the outside. Really lovely. Some really nice little parks and gardens here down the central street. And it's just, the whole city is just so well kept. There's no rubbish on the floor. There's no antisocial behaviour. It's quite different from other European cities that I visited. And at the top here is this fantastic memorial. And this is the Plague Pillar. Right at the very top is a statue of the Virgin Mary. And it was erected in 1723 to praise the Virgin Mary for ending the plague. Now, plague struck Kosice back in 1710, 1711. And loads of people died. Plague was ripe across Europe and has been since the 13th century. Around the base are the statues to St. Joseph, St. Sebastian and St. Lazarus. And it's also the location of the gallows here in Kosice. Prisoners from Miklas prison would end their days here, and quite a number did. It's just lovely to see the pillar and the statues around it. It's absolutely delightful. There's a lovely little building just in front of me with the date at the top of 1898 and a superb mural underneath. It really is beautiful. And the architecture, some of the older architecture here, really is absolutely lovely. As are these gardens. Well, I'm so pleased that I've come to Kosice for a visit. I wasn't planning to. I had other plans for my week away, but I thought I'd come here and just enjoy myself. It's lovely, it really is. But I'm going to end this video here. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and follow my journey, because you won't want to miss what comes next. Thank you for watching.